And it was like an explosion after I got into it because I realized how much we actually hold in our faces and how much trauma actually will come to the surface. So that's what I try with people. Having less lines in your face is great, but to me, a functional face is a happy face. So I'm Kalliope Siskos, and I am a movement whisperer. I help people find what best suits them in this given moment in time to help them glide through space with less pain, with more ease, less discomfort. And I do that using different body modalities and bodywork techniques like gyrotonic, massage therapy, myofascial release, and now face yoga. I've been a body worker for the past almost 30 years, and it's always from here down. When it came to the head and the face, it was mainly, working on the masseter muscle, maybe working a little bit on the cranium, but never with detail as far as the muscles are concerned in the face. So actually a client of mine urged me to look into Fumiko. She said, I'm seeing this woman, take a look at her, check it out with all your knowledge on anatomy. I think this would be really great for you. And that's how I started looking her up. And from all the other face yoga seminars that I was looking out there, I noticed that Fumiko was the one that was scientifically, it had a background that was supporting it. And that's what I liked. I liked the detail and every pose that was given. So that's how I got into it. This is very interesting because it actually goes back about 30 years, back in the 90s. I used to work in a spa and as a massage therapist, and I would go by the door of the esthetician and I would always hear her making some weird sounds. So one day I just kind of looked in and she was making some weird facial expressions and stuff like that. And I was in my 20s. So I didn't really bother that much asking her, what are you doing? Little did I know it was face yoga. She had a book on face yoga. And I think it was actually not called face yoga at the time. It was just facial exercises. That's basically what it was. I didn't give it a second thought up until a few years back, because I'm 50 now. So I started, I said, okay, there's a little bit more lines here. Something's going on with the neck. We need to do something. And I'm into always trying to do things as naturally as possible. So that's how I came into face yoga. I love detail. And I said, in order for me to do this right, I have to do the workshop. I have to do the seminar. So you have to jump into that completely. I'm trying to give birth to this seminar that I want to create that's specific as far as anatomy is concerned. And I want to try to see how I will incorporate yoga, face yoga in there. And basically, I would like to be able to teach face-to-face more. So target Pilates studios, yoga studios, and get into that and be able to share this with people face-to-face. Because face yoga is not only let's get rid of some lines and let's make things a little bit tighter. I notice with the clients that I work, because I always combine biology with psychology, there's so much trauma that comes up, so many stored emotions, especially when you work on the masseter muscle. It's amazing the stuff that I've seen come up with people. So I want to be able to share this with as many people as possible for them to know that it's not just, taking care of some few fine lines that you have, on your forehead or around your eyes, but being able to dive deep into yourself and make yourself feel better and expose, basically. I know expose is a heavy word, but expose some stored trauma that you could help alleviate. So I'm working with this woman in California. She's 80 years old. And when we started working, basically she came because she says, and she kept doing this. She says, she says, I feel this heavy. I feel that it's always going down. I have constant nasal drainage. I said, okay, fine. So we worked 1, 2, 3 lessons. On the 4th lesson, and this was once a week. So within the 6 days in between our sessions, I would give her homework. And basically, I would have her work on her masseter, maybe pulling a little bit at the ears, inside the mouth. So 4th lesson comes up and she goes, I have to tell you what I realized. I said, what? She says, I'm the 8th child of a family. And when I was young, we used to play a game called Pile Up on the last person on the bottom. And all my brothers and sisters would put me on the ground. My face was like this, and they would all jump on me. So that actually got imprinted in her face. It actually literally moved her cranial bones because they're sutures. And for her to be able to bring that up and remember it, and it brought up so much emotion, and she started literally draining. And we've been working on her forehead and working on the eyes, and this has literally, she's 80 now, okay? So this literally has gone up, and it's such, I always get emotional thinking about it because this is my aim. My aim is not to, of course we all love beauty, but what a gift to be able to remember that, that you're 80 and suddenly you remembered the trauma that was there. It's hard, diving into old trauma, and everybody has their boundary, and I respect that. So if they just want, to tighten stuff up and get rid of some eye back, that's fine. Absolutely, we can do that too. But slowly, once I gain their trust, they go into it on their own and things get uncovered. But yes, that is mainly my target group. I want to work with people like that because it does give me purpose to know that I was able to help another human being basically glide again through space with less discomfort, with more ease. Doors opened, like I said, having these clients in California. These clients were actually through an old teacher of mine in the gyrotonic method. So I had gotten in contact with her for something completely different. And when she basically interviewed me because I was going to be part of one of her programs, I mentioned to her that I do face yoga. And she was very excited about that. And so that door opened, and through that door came this idea that I have that I'm not sharing with you yet. I'm keeping it a secret. I am going to create that, and through her, pass it on to her students, basically. So, and then suddenly 1, 2, 3, 4 clients, and they're all there. And this is great because this is what I wanted. I basically wanted to go international, be able to offer this to not only the people in my hometown, but to people all over the world. It's all in the detail. That is my biggest takeaway. And that's what I appreciated the most with Fumiko. The fact that she gave a lot of emphasis on detail. And she was always there to answer, to give a different way of doing a pose if there was no way of doing it the way basically that she was showing it. Try to keep yourself open because our bodies are maps, and they are maps to these hidden little caves that we hide trauma. And what a beauty to be able to bring that up and, untie all the knots and relax our soul. And then our faces are going to be relaxed also. and our bodies. So that's what I would say. Just keep your windows and your doors open. And I'm grateful for face yoga because, like I said, I've been a body worker for 30 years almost. And I would always flirt with the idea of creating a website, and I never did. And suddenly, when face yoga came along, it was like it was, that last push to, okay, the time is here. Just go ahead and do it. So I'm actually in the process of creating a website and doing that too. The information was there. I have it all written down. I know it's useful information. I just have to put it into practice, basically. Dive right in. For sure.